Okay, welcome to Diary of a Scentsy Consultant. Thank you so much for doing this, my love. I'm very, very excited about this. So tonight I am speaking to the wonderful, wonderful director, Hollie Chadick.
Hello.
Hi. I'm not going to give you too much of an introduction because otherwise I'll end up answering all the questions, the things that we're going to talk about tonight. I had the pleasure of spending some time with Tina, with Hollie at a retreat last year. Yeah, it was last year. I've lost where I am. And when I started doing these, you were definitely. Oh, Finley had a lovely birthday. Thank you, my love. I can't see who that is. It just says Zoom user. Yeah, and you were definitely somebody that I wanted to speak to and hear a little bit more about your story. So before we get into like your Scentsy journey, so firstly, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you giving up your time to do this. Tell us a little bit about Hollie the person, so a bit about you, about your family, so nothing about Scentsy, about you, you as a person and you, what your life looks like.
Okie dokie. So my name's Hollie Chadick and I am the director at 14 Blossom Superstars and I'm from Hull in East Yorkshire. All the Yorkshire girls out there. So I am married to Adam and we've been together for 13 years, married for 10. No, not 10. No, how long have we been married? 8 years. I forgot. Been married 8 years. And we've got 2 lovely children. We've got Leo, who is 6. He'll be 7 later this year. He's an absolute whirlwind, typical boy. Never stops talking, never stops moving. And then we've got well, she's not really a baby anymore, Blossom. She is 2 next month. But she's tiny. She's such a little dot. She's so cute. She's like she was always a good baby, really good toddler, really well behaved. And I know that I've probably got the terrible 2s coming up, so I shouldn't speak too soon.
Lulled you into a false sense of security.
And well, Leo was just terrible from the off. He was just honestly, it was just a nightmare. But he's so lovely. He's so loving, he's funny, he's caring, he's clever. So yeah, that's us 4. We have our own nice little home. Leo's obviously at school. Blossom I spend a few of my days with, another few of my days I work, but I'll go into that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite a social person. I love to be out with my friends a lot. I love singing. I love dancing. So
TikToking.
Yeah,
TikToking. You love TikToking.
I love TikToking. Yeah, you'll follow me, and you'll see my TikToks.
I love it. Love it. So, when did you join Scentsy?
So I joined Scentsy in September of 2019. So it was about 6 months before COVID hit, and I didn't know that much about Scentsy, to be honest. I'd been a customer for about a year, but I wasn't a crazy customer. I'd only got a few things. I'd had a home party, and a few of my friends came, and then I'd ordered, like, what did I order? I ordered an obsidian with my party rewards and a Lily Garden mini warmer and Luna and Shimmer wax bar. They were my first purchases. And then it was about a year later, a different girl from the consultant that I'd had a party with, she kept nagging me to join. There was a join offer on. It was something like £19 and you got a mini warmer, wax bar and a few pots and catalogues. And she kept nagging me to join like all month. It was, I think it was during the September that there was a join offer on.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying like, oh no, like I'm not interested. And literally on the last day of the month at 9 o'clock on the night, I messaged her and I said, oh, go on then. I just sent her my £20 and I went, go on then.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Here you are. The rest is history. So, okay, so take us right back to, what jobs? So I think this is super important that people realise. I personally think that regardless of whatever background you come from, there are some skills from whatever career you've been in that are transferable to your Scentsy business. So take us right back to this. So from like leaving school, college, kind of time, what jobs have you done in your life that have brought you up to being a Scentsy consultant?
One job.
Have you?
Yeah. Well, apart from, up until very recent, like probably around the same time that I joined Scentsy. So when I left school, I went to college to go and do drama, performing arts, dance, and all that. And I just, yeah, and I just didn't, I just wasn't feeling it at college. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I ended up getting a part-time job at Sports Direct, which was on a retail park that was about to open in Hull. And so I was 16 and I got a job there, and I just kept getting offered more shifts, and I got used to the money. So I ended up working there full time for 17 years.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was working 50 hours a week in retail and worked my way up to be a supervisor. So like what you were saying, it's, you know, things in your job are transferable to your Scentsy business. I was a leader in that job.
Yeah.
So, and I always take a leader role anyway, even in like my friendship groups and stuff as well. I'm the organizer of the group. I tend to, you know. So yeah, and then I left there because I had Leah, and when I went back after maternity leave, I wanted to cut my hours down because working there full time was 50 hours a week. It was 5 10-hour days, and obviously it was over Christmas, bank holidays, early mornings, late nights. My shifts was all over the place, and yeah, I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I asked if I could cut my hours down, and they said I could cut one day off my working week, but that was still 40 hours a week. It was still 4 10-hour days, which is more than a normal full-time job. So yeah, it just wasn't working for me. I was getting a little bit of grief off my husband. You know, you're always at work and all that. And I thought I need to do something. So in my 20s, what I'd done is I'd done an accounts degree on my day off. So while I was working 5 10-hour days, on one of my days off, I went to college and did AAT accountancy degree. So I did that for 3 years and passed and graduated. So I thought, right, I'm going to look for an accounts job. And it was really hard to find one that was part-time because my husband didn't want me working full-time. So I tried to find an accounts job, and I did find one. And that's what I'm doing now alongside my Scentsy business. So I work there 3 days a week.
Right, okay. So that was obviously was going to be what my question was. What were you doing for a living when you joined Scentsy, and you are still doing that now?
Yes, I'm still working. It's a car repair place, and yeah, I just work in the accounts office. Me and another lady, and we work there. We do 3 days each. So it's like a bit of a job share, yeah.
But you know, that's amazing because obviously you're speaking to people. You know, you're regularly going out and, you know, having conversations, which is obviously so important in your Scentsy business. So you are living proof, obviously, like a lot of people in this business, and some people, you know, and you don't obviously have to answer this, and people's, you know, reasons to why they do the business can evolve over time. But some people, you know, they're not necessarily doing Scentsy because they want to leave their job. You know, that it happily fits in alongside. So you are obviously proof that you can, you know, you can very much do both.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did. When it was during COVID, obviously everybody's businesses boomed, and I did think about leaving my job because I was doing really well to the point where I was earning probably more than double my wage at my accounts job. But I'm really glad I didn't. Because now we've gone back to a new normal. But yeah, you can definitely work. I mean, we know people who are full-time nurses who do Scentsy, or you know, they're in the police. You know, it can definitely be done.
Definitely. I mean, and she totally what I'm using her as an example because we've speaking about it all the time. Like Louise Graham is a full-time children's cancer rehabilitation nurse. I'm sure
is she?
And she's a superstar director. So you totally can work your Scentsy business around, you know, another. She does it. I think she's actually she's gone freelance now, but yeah, she works with children that have been rehabilitated from having cancer. So you totally can around your business. So what would you say is one of your biggest like wow moments in Scentsy, whether that's been have you been, if you're joining COVID, you went to SFR last year?
No, well, I did. I came to leadership, but then I had to leave on the night because I was at a wedding the next day.
Right, yeah.
So I got a train to London in the morning and a train back on the night.
Oh my God. Right. So that was what I was going to say, was like, what is one of your biggest wow moments in Scentsy? So whether that's like at an event, whether it's listening to an online training, you know, something, and you've literally just stopped in your tracks and gone like, wow, like I am in the right place with the right company, with the right people around me.
So I can't say like well, I loved Well Tour. Well Tour was amazing. Obviously, I've never done an SFR. This will be my first one this year because of the wedding last year. But I'd like to say every promotion I've hit has been a wow moment. Yeah. I think every time I've promoted, whether it's been to lead, to star, to superstar, to director, which was obviously amazing, which is where I'm at now. But every single promotion's been amazing. So, you know, to hit that milestone and to think, wow, I've really worked hard to achieve that, and like give myself a bit of a pat on the back, because I think sometimes people forget to do that, you know, like, so, but obviously you get loads of recognition from everybody, but it's just nice to sit back and think, wow, you know, I did a good job.
Absolutely, because I think as well, when you're hitting those, you know, those different titles, you're coming together with your team, you're all working together, and it's about it's a collective thing, you know. Like I always say, like, nobody can win, nobody can have success in this business without helping other people to have success, which is wonderful. But it's actually totally okay to say, do you know what, I'm really proud of myself, like, and I think it's maybe a British thing, but I think people don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that all the time, do they? So no, that's really, really powerful. Are there any like standout trainings that you've ever listened to? So obviously over the previous weeks, there's a few like different ones that have come up. Is there ever anything that you've listened to, whether it's been on YouTube, whether it's been in a consultant-led group, on a virtual event, whatever it may be? Is there any trainings that you've listened to that has like had a definitive impact on your business, that's like really made you like stop in your tracks and, you know, had an impact on you?
Yeah, a couple recently, which I'll say about, but I'll be really honest, I'm not a reader. I cannot get my head into a book. I do have this one which I got recently, which I know you will love.
Which one is?
I've not read it yet.
No, but I will say I am listening to that on audiobook, not reading it.
I think I'm more of an audio girl, because I'm one of those people, I just can't take the words in and them resonate, and do you know what I'm talking about? Like they don't sink in. I have to like reread a page again for it to go in. Yeah. So I'm just not a book person. I watch you guys a lot, not to like, you know, thingy your ego, Laura, but you and Lisa, and you know, you're all amazing. Like, I love watching all your trainings. You know what you're talking about, and you really inspire people. I watched a really, really good training which I shared with my team a couple of weeks ago, and it was Chelsea Otter. You know,
love Chelsea.
1 SSD, and it was just like a light bulb moment, and she was really direct talking, and she was like, nobody's coming to save you. Yeah. I just really loved it. And it was just, she was talking about motivation being it's not real, and to not rely on it because it's a temporary feeling, and don't rely on other people to motivate you. You know, you're in this and you've got to do it yourself. And it just really like struck a chord with me, so I shared it with my team.
No, it is. And I don't think there's any other industry I've ever been aware of where there are so many people that share content, that something that's helped them, therefore they're going to share it. So then like you've shared that with your team, and you're so right. I love listening to Chelsea Otter. She's so to the point, like, no, I'm not going to swear on it, but like, no, but yes, it's like, look, this is what it is, and this is how, and it is true, like motivation, if you wait till you're motivated, like you'll never do anything in your life, will you?
And I'm really bad for it as well. Like, I'll do it all the time. I know something needs doing, and I try and find the time that I'm going to be motivated, but I know that's never going to come. I just need to do it to get it done. And then afterwards, I'll probably feel then motivated to do something else because I've done what I needed to do and I feel amazing for it. So don't ever wait for the motivation to come to you. Create it yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Brilliant. Thank you, my love. Everyone will be like running off to Chelsea Otto's YouTube now to go and have a little have a little find of that one.
And also, how amazing was Wendy Jane
Howell? Oh, I honestly,
I don't cry.
Love that woman. So Wendy, obviously, like she said, was sponsored by Laura Bynes, who I sponsored. And I remember the first time listening to her speak, I think it was on the Inspiration Station a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And I'd obviously spoke to her like in our group, but I'd never listened to her train before, and I was just like gobsmacked. She's just amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, I've never heard her speak before, and I've never met her, so I can't wait to meet her.
Oh my God, you would honestly, she's and what I love about Wendy is she's literally that person, like that person that you saw is literally, oh, she's just brilliant. Honestly, you'll absolutely love her. Yeah, she is. She's wonderful. But yeah, everyone, not just for Scentsy, like just for their life, needs to listen to that.
She should be a life coach.
Literally, definitely. Amazing. Okay, brilliant. So what would be, so we all know that, we're in a network marketing business, and especially, throughout crazy COVID times, everyone got really good at marketing and putting up a picture and they'd sell like 20 mini warmers because that was just the way life was. But as we all know, you actually, to be successful in this business, you have to be growing, finding new customers and actually networking. So what would be your biggest tip that you would give when it comes to networking?
You've just got to be social and talk to people. So get on your social media, comment on people's statuses, wish them happy birthday, maybe do a bit of studying into Facebook algorithms and how it works, but you just need to be social on social media. You cannot just sit there and expect, like you said, to put a post on now and people to come to you and comment. You've got to be a bit smart about it. You've got to comment on theirs, get in their inbox. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to be different, because different is actually really good. Like, don't be the same as everybody else. Just talk to people when you're out and about. Make a conversation. It doesn't even have to be about Scentsy, but just be nice. Just be nice to people. I think if you're nice to others, it comes back tenfold. I always believe in that. So yeah, just don't be afraid to speak to people. You've just got to break that barrier. If you're a shy person, then you really just have to get out of your own way and just really break through that.
No, definitely. And I think we're all every day like talking to people out and about, but it's just easy to not talk about Scentsy, isn't it? Like, and as well, if you're meeting people, like, what do you do for a living? Oh, actually, I do this. Okay, what do you do for a living? And then it naturally just flows in conversation, doesn't it? But no, you're right. Yeah. It's just being proud of being a Scentsy consultant, I think.
Yeah, don't be afraid, because I was one of those. Like, people used to ask me what I did for work, and I'd say, I work in accounts. I never used to say Scentsy, and now I don't even mention accounts. No, I say I've got my own business. I was on the train. I'd been out for drinks with the girls to Leeds a few weeks ago, and was on the train home, and this guy was sat near us, and he asked what we all did, and I said, I've got my own business, and he went, oh, let me guess, you do wax melts. I went, yeah, I do.
Actually, yeah, I do.
He went, everyone does that. I was like, whatever.
Don't want any then. Oh, brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, so what was I know you said obviously you gave us a little bit of a brief overview earlier, but what was your why? Like, what was the reason why? I know you said, that person had been asking you for a while, but what was it in your brain that clicked that day and thought, what, actually, yeah, I'm going to join? What was your why and your reason for joining?
It was just a bit of a why not. That was my why. It wasn't because, I really never thought I'd get to where I am now. That was not my intention for joining at all. I was not looking for a business. I wasn't looking for a new friendship group. I wasn't looking, Well, any extra money is nice, and that was sort of my thought, like, oh well, you know, if I make a bit of money, that'd be great. But I wasn't looking for a new friendship circle. I wasn't looking to, you know, meet new people. I wasn't even, I didn't know about the whole reward
Yeah.
system. I wasn't thinking, oh well, I'll just do it to get my own things. I just thought, why not? Do you know, I'm just one of those people where if I put my mind to it, I usually not. This is not to sound big headed. If I put my mind to something, I usually do pretty well with it because I like
Yeah.
to succeed. I
Yeah.
don't like to fail, and I always give 100%.
Yeah.
So I knew that whatever it was I was going to try, I would hopefully do well at it because I give 100%. So I thought, well, why not? I'll give it a go.
Yeah. And I think, and you know what, again, I think that's totally okay to say that. Like it's brilliant to be driven. Like I really relate to that. Like I've always been somebody that I just think if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to give it like my all, because otherwise, like, what's the point? If you do, I think it's Matthew McConaughey. I'll have to find the clip. There's quite a famous, it's literally like a short clip. I've seen it shared on social media loads of times, and it's like, you don't half-ass it. If you're going to do something, use your whole ass.
Oh, really?
But it's so true, isn't it? So, and what is your why now? Like, what is your, obviously, you know, all these years later, and you know, you've hit director, you've got a team. What is your why now? What's your reason for getting up every day and working your Scentsy business?
Obviously the money is amazing. Whether it's an extra £50, an extra £100, an extra £500, an extra £1,000, whatever money I earn is amazing and contributes to us. Now we've got a family of 4, so whether it's a takeaway on a weekend or a day out or to pay the ever rising bills, any extra money is amazing. But the main reason I carry on is obviously I love the products, but it's the people. And I know like a lot of people say that, but it's so true. Like I honestly, because I did not join for a new circle of friends to meet people, but I do not know what I would do now without the Scentsy community. I literally, I don't know what I did before. It's so strange. Like I'd be a bit lost. The first thing on my brain when I wake up is Scentsy. The last thing on my brain when I go to bed is Scentsy, and I'm constantly talking to people, whether it's customers or my teammates, and we have a little team chat group, and I'm always chatting in that, and I just don't know what I'd do without the people and the most amazing people that I've met as well, like yourself and other people, and yeah, it's the people.
You wait till you go to a spa. Oh my God, your head's going to explode.
I'm like, come back like absolutely buzzing.
So I remember when I went to my first SFR, it was in Amsterdam, and Finley was like 6 months old, and I'd been in like 3 years. So I'd been to a couple of world tours, a bit like yourself. And I literally remember Joe Davison saying to me, it is like sticking your finger, well, you know, from being leadership, but it's like sticking your finger in the Scentsy socket. And it literally is, isn't it? And it's what you just said, like about the people and about the relationships, like the retreat we went on last year. Like, you know, to put that many people in a room who not everybody knew each other when they walked in, did they? Like, not everybody, you know, we had Sarah Speechley, who was one of the first consultants, and Dorothy Thurman, but they were just we were sitting and chatting to them like we'd known them our whole lives, do you know? So it's just, it is really special, and there literally is nothing like it, is there? It is indescribable.
That was just one of my favourite things that week, that few days away.
I know.
It was so good.
And you know, the fact we threw axes into bits of wood, that was
yeah, that was good. I've never done that before.
No, it was brilliant. Okay, so we've touched on this a little bit. What how do you get on a retreat? Can anyone go? Is it just show a certain level above? So I don't know who that is because it says Zoom user, but retreats are obviously it's not a this particular retreat was a retreat organised by Tam Richards, who is SSD to Team Diamond, and is Tam your SSD?
No.
Who is your SSD?
Jackie Milner.
Right, okay, so but then what Tam did, she opened it up to some wider groups, so it didn't matter about title, but obviously they're paid events. I've obviously been to Louise Graham's, but if this is somebody, that is in my group. Just know that Lisa and I are working on something for next year. So there may be a retreat you can go on next year. But yeah, no, these are things that are led by generally SSDs that put them on for their groups, and then sometimes they'll open them up a little bit wider. But I will keep you posted. If you are someone, I don't know who that is, sorry. But yeah, there are sometimes ones that open up. So what is one of your proudest moments? It's Marie. Marie, yes, I was speaking to Emma about this. Yes, so no, there'll be one coming next year, babe. What is one of your proudest moments, or what proudest moment or moments in your Scentsy business?
I think the proudest moment for me was achieving the annual mentor award.
Yeah, wow.
I think it's such a special award. And my trophy, which is, I don't know if you can see it over there in the corner up there. I'm just really proud of it. I just think I really worked hard to get it. It got to the point where I had a few months left and I needed, I think, about 4 more recruits to hit certified, and I really had to work my butt off. But I did it, and I was just really, really proud of myself. And also I'm sure because I used to have a frontline director called Vicky, and I'm sure she got it as well. And we worked hard together as a team. We was like, you know, spurring each other on, and, you know, come on, like, we can do this. And I'm sure she got it as well. But yeah, that's one of my proudest moments. I'm really, really chuffed with that.
And absolutely, and rightly so. Like annual, I think you know, both annual sales and annual mentor, they're not easy awards to earn. I think they're not.
No.
You really, really have to like set your mind to it, set yourself a goal, you know, break it down, decide how you're gonna earn them. And yeah, no, rightly so. You should be proud. And again, that is, you know, that is an award for helping other people, isn't it? And helping other people to certify and about building a team. So no, that is amazing. Okay, so we've just kind of touched on this conversation as well. I was going to say, what is your best personal development book or audios? But Lindsay McCallum, when she talked about this, she put a bit of a different spin on it. So personal development, yes, there's loads of books out there. Yes, there's loads of podcasts, but is there anything that you do if you're feeling a bit like meh, you know, can't be, I was going to say can't be asked, but like if you're feeling a bit meh, what do you do to like give yourself a bit of a kick up the bum? That what helps you kind of move forward with your business? Or your energy, should I say? Like, what lifts your energy?
What helps me move forward if I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps and not knowing, you know, where to go or whatever with my business, first thing I do is change my wax.
Yeah.
It's my favourite wax. And I just get that smell that I love. The reason.
Which is?
Kiwi fruit.
I love it. Yeah.
It's so underrated. If you've not tried it, you need to. Yeah, so I put kiwi fruit on, or if I don't have that in, just something else that I really love. I love things like Amazon Rain. What else do I love? Just like all the greeny, nice fresh ones. And yeah, I'll put my favourite wax on. I'll do some cleaning. I think you've got to have like a nice clean, tidy home to have a fresh mind. I think I can't work around mess. I've got to have a clean work area, and then writing a to-do list and just ticking it off. Because I think sometimes you just need to put things that are all scrambled up in your mind onto paper of what you need to do, because we get so overwhelmed and then we don't know where to start, and we've got it all up here, and you know, I need to do that, I need to send the happy mail out, I need to make the samples, I need to do this. Yeah. But just write it all down and then just work off one at a time. And I think once you've started doing a few, you then start feeling so much better in yourself, and you get out of that meh feeling, you know, that that lull. So I would definitely recommend just putting pen to paper and getting your ideas out of your head onto paper, making a checklist and just ticking them off.
Yeah, definitely agree. And I think, and that's why when we say like personal development, it's not always necessarily reading a book or listening to an audio. It's doing whatever works for you. Like Lindsay talked about music and how impactful music was to her. And I know like yourself, I've seen obviously a lot of your posts about working out. Like you love going to classes, don't you? And that like gives you a boost. Like I can really relate to that. So it's about doing things that make you feel good, i.e. cleaning, in a tidy workspace, writing a list, because then it's good. That's going to help you move forward in your business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so there's a couple of questions. I am gonna come back to questions at the end, guys. But what one thing aside from income, if somebody said to you, like, what is one thing aside from income that Scentsy has like done for your life or has brought into your life?
So pretty similar to like what I answered before, really. It's just given me that friendship circle that I never knew I needed. Like I say, I'm quite a social person. I'm an extrovert. I like to be around people. I've got quite a few different circles of friends, so it's not like I needed, you know, a new network or a new circle of friends. But I honestly don't know now what I would do without my Scentsy friendship group and the people that I've met, because I actually speak to these people more than I do my normal friends in life, you know, from school that I'm still best friends with.
Yeah.
I'll speak to them maybe like once a week, but I speak to, and I don't go a day without speaking to somebody about Scentsy. Like, in that does Scentsy as well, whether they're in my team or whether they're, you know, just someone in another team or whatever. I mean, I speak to Steph Regis and Tasha Day every single day. I speak to them. They've become my new little best friends. So yeah, that's probably what it has done for my life, is to has brought new people that I didn't realize that I needed.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And I think you're so right. And I've said this so many times before, like with like my best friends that have been my best friends before Scentsy, like you say, we might not catch up for a few days, but if I don't talk to Lisa or Laura Bynes for like a day, they're like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Weird, isn't it?
Weird, and it just becomes like, it does become like the norm. But you know, I love that. And but I guess it's like if you were in an office, you would talk to your work friends every day, wouldn't you? Because you're
exactly.
it's the same kind of thing. But I love that, and I am a huge believer as well. I think like the right people, like you say, like obviously with Steph and the relationships that you've formed, I think it's, you just gravitate towards like your people, don't you? You know, and it's lovely to find that, which you might not have done in any other environment. So no, that is super special. Steph is like my little sunrise. I don't know, my little sunrise friend. If she sees the
She loves the good
like,
sunrise,
oh, I love
doesn't
sunrise. Okay, so do you have a funny or inspiring story? So whether this has been a party that you've done or a live video or someone in your team or something, like a funny story about your Scentsy business.
I've got a funny story. I've literally just thought of this story now that you've said that. But I've got an inspiring story, but it's nothing to do. Well, it's sort of my personal life, so I can tell it if you want me to.
Tell them both. Tell them both.
Okay. So my funny story is, it was during COVID, before I'd had Blossom, and Leah, I was on a live to my customers, and I'd said to my husband, we've got like a summer house at the back of the garden, and I said to my husband, can you just keep Leah in the summer house, because I know it's great to get kids involved, but until you meet my son, right, he's just a nightmare. So anyway, he said, yeah, I'll keep him in the summer house. That's no problem. So I was on live and I just heard footsteps coming up the stairs. So I said to my customers, I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, Leo's coming up the stairs. And it was when my office was in the back bedroom, which is now Blossom's room. And he came in the room and I thought he was going to play up. And he came on and my customers could obviously see him on the camera. And he went, I've just come for a cuddle.
Oh.
So I went, and I was expecting him to be like, you know, playing up. So I went, oh, that's it. I went, oh, I was like, oh, come here. And I gave him a cuddle, and then he went, I need a poo. So I went, oh, Leah.
Brilliant.
And I said, well, go to toilet then. So he went to toilet, and I said, all I could see on the live was loads of laughing faces flying up the screen.
Oh, brilliant.
I said, I'm so sorry, everyone. So I carried on talking, and then all you heard shouting from the bathroom was, Mum, come and wipe my bum. Um, I mean, at the time he was only 4, so
Oh,
I had to leave my customers. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to leave you while I go and wipe his bum. So I had to leave the room and go and wipe his bum and then come back, and I was just mortified, but everyone thought it was hilarious.
oh,
So
I love
that was
that.
my funny story.
Brilliant.
My little inspiring story. I mean, how long have we got? I'll break it down really short.
No, honestly, you're good. Honestly, you're good. Go for it.
So my inspiring story is just a don't let anyone dull your sparkle story. So nobody will know this really, but at school I got bullied really bad. I got severely bullied in high school. Probably like from when I first started for the first 3 years of high school. So when I went to primary school, I lived on a really, really nice estate where everybody liked each other. Everyone was friends. The primary school I went to was so lovely and still is. It's a really good primary school. And everyone got on and it was just la 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 la. And I went to high school with rose tinted glasses on that it was going to be the same. But obviously, when you go to high school, there's people from all the other primary schools, all the other estates and stuff. And I knew people in my little circle, in my little bubble. And there was this particular girl who came to the high school from another primary school, and she was awful. And she just took a dislike to me straight away. And I don't know why, but she just did. And she turned everybody against me, even the people that was my friends. And I grew up being this really, from primary school, I was outgoing. I loved dancing, singing. I was in all the productions at school. I just loved having loads of friends. And then this started happening at school, at high school, and I just became like this little shell. I just went into myself. I was truant in school like nearly every day. I was going and hiding in parks, hiding in phone boxes so that I didn't have to go to school. She like literally terrified the life out of me, this girl. And she just really like got in my head. I think I might have told like Tam a bit of this actually when she was talking about her girl having a bit of trouble. And it wasn't just like at school, it was at home as well. She would prank phone call my house. My sister used to have to come and get me 10 minutes before the lessons ended at the end of the school day to take me on the buses because they'd all wait for me. And what else did I do? Oh, yeah. This is how bad it was, how much she got in my head. So on my bedroom wall, I made a chart, and it said a chart. Sorry, this is like my full accent. Monday to Friday, and I'd done like a grid, and I wrote in the boxes how I'd worn my hair that day, and if I'd had a good day with this girl, I'd put like a tick in the box, thinking it must have been how I wore my hair. And if I'd had a bad day, like if she'd, gave me loads of trouble, I went home thinking, oh, it must have been because I had my hair in a ponytail. And it's just so like how she got in my head. But it just really made me change the way I was. I wasn't the same person. And there was a few instances as well where she did actually physically attack me a few times. But then I just learned to grow a little bit stronger. And she ended up dropping out of high school, and I started to find myself again. And I started doing the things that I actually loved, and I'd missed a few years of, like my singing, my dancing. I got into a drama class. I started getting loads of friends back because this girl, she just terrified everyone. She was just horrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, my motto of the story really was to just never let anybody dull your sparkle. So whether it's friends that you've got that put you down, maybe your partner doesn't support you, or if you've got somebody in your life that is making you feel like you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, just ignore them and do it anyway, and just like break away from them and break through that, because you should never let anybody make you feel different than what you should be, what you should be feeling. So that was my little inspiring story.
I was literally like, you had me in the palm of your hand there, and I 100% wholeheartedly cannot agree more. It's that thing, isn't it? Like, if somebody says you can't do something, do it twice and take pictures and show them, because honestly, it's so true. And I think, firstly, I'm really sorry, obviously, to hear that you went through that at school, but I'm sure now, like you said, it's made you who you are today, like, and it's made you a stronger person.
Absolutely. I'll take anyone on. No, I'm joking. Yes, it's definitely made me a stronger person. It's made me think, I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about me. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do me. And I don't need to worry about what you think.
Absolutely. And the thing is, what I've definitely found is as well, when you are like your authentic self, you attract the right people into your life. Like, not everybody's going to be for everybody in the world, and that's okay, but it doesn't have to be unkindness or any unnecessary bad feeling. It's just some people resonate with others.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I will 100% get on some people's nerves, like, without a doubt. I mean, I'm too loud, I'm too this, I'm too that, but that's just me.
There's not too much.
Take me as I am.
Yeah,
so exactly. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. Some people like coffee. That's all right.
Exactly. I think Tina's on here. I think it is Tina Farrow, maybe Tina Farrow, that's in my team. But I remember her sharing a quote once, and it said, "I'm not everybody's cup of tea, because if I was, I'd be a mug." And I
love that.
I love that. Okay, amazing. So what would be, so we'll come back to the comments in a minute, guys. What would be the best piece of advice? So you had a teammate starting today. What would be the best piece of advice you would give them above anything else for having success in the Scentsy business?
Read that.
Yeah.
Back to front. Because a lot of people don't do it. They get it in their kit and they don't read it.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it's like a consultant Bible. I didn't read this until about a year and a half into my Scentsy business. I was a director when I first read this, which is shocking.
Amazing. I love that.
Honestly, I never got one in my kit. That's why, that little kit that I joined with, I didn't get one. And I don't know how I ended up with this. I don't know if somebody gave me it or if I ordered it on the workstation. I can't remember. But somebody gave me it, and I read through it, and there was loads of stuff in there that I did not know.
Yeah. And it's
honestly,
there is literally,
so
like you say, it is literally like your Bible. And guys, if you listen to this, if you haven't got it, there's actually a downloadable version on the workstation. So you can go and download it and like print your own. Yes, Dan, you can have some. What we're saying about children coming in, this one's nearly 12 and he's still wandering around in his pants asking for banana milkshake. You can't see that. Amazing, exactly that. And literally, be responsible for your own business. You've got the workstation, you've got the consultant guide.
Yeah.
Learning.
Also, like, study, especially if you're looking to build a team, study the compensation plan and really try and understand it. If you're not sure, ask your sponsor or an upline or somebody in Scentsy who you can go to and speak to. Just ask them a bit about the compensation plan, because when I was looking to promote, I was looking at the compensation plan. Right, what do I need? How am I going to get there comfortably? And looking at what my next goal was all the time. And I think that's really important. There's you need to set goals especially if you are looking to build a business. You need to set goals, because how do you know where you're going? Like, imagine a football pitch with no goal. Where would they know where to kick? Exactly. So you need to set yourself goals. If you can just going back to systems, find a system that works for you. So I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday are my days off. So Mondays I will maybe do a bit of follow-up. So what I do is every single night I schedule some posts for the next day. So my product posts, I will schedule maybe 4 posts on my business page. Then in the morning I will say morning in my team group. I'll maybe message a couple of teammates just asking how they are. I'll do a bit of follow-up. Tuesdays are my delivery days. My customers all know that. So I go out delivering on Tuesday. But just find a system that works for you. So like if you know that your available days are, Tuesdays and Fridays, find things that work for you on those days where you could be like, right, I'm going to set so much aside to do this and so many hours aside to do that. And just make it like if you was to go to a regular job, you'd have a system at your work. Like in my accounts job, we do invoices on this day and we do the banking on that day because that's how it works best for us. So just find a system that works for you in your business. Just right from the off, don't try and wing it. So plan and find a system.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. And I think that's really important what you said, because I will totally hold my hands up and say, like you've just said there, you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so you've got the time on the other days. I actually found it, I will never use the term easy in Scentsy because I would never say it's easier for anybody. Everybody's circumstance is different. However, you have to be more disciplined. I find now I'm at home all the time because when I was working at the beginning, exactly like you said, if I knew I was working on so many days, I was like, right, well, I've got to do this on this day, this on this day. And it's brilliant to have that structure, isn't it? Because when you suddenly got all the time in the world, not just with Scentsy, but like with anything, you procrastinate, don't you? You think,
oh yeah, I'm so bad for it.
I'll just do this. I'll just put that load of washing in, or I'll just do this, or So that's really, really helpful. And I think, like you said, just make a plan and a bit of a structure. And I think what's really important to take from what you've said there is that, like, never compare, because not everybody's schedule is going to look the same. Not everybody, you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so therefore you're going to be doing stuff, you're going to have more time on certain days. I think there's a big thing in the Scentsy community about people comparing themselves to other people, and well, they've got that done this weekend. Well, this person over here might have been working that week. Do you know? So it's just compare and do what works for you.
Yeah, like I am probably to if I was a customer looking in at me, I'm definitely more visible on social media on Mondays and Tuesdays because I've got my scheduled posts, but then I always do whatever. I document my daily Scentsy usage into like my daily life. I'll document that during those days. So like in the morning, if I'm spraying my bed, I will, do that. I'll share that. Or if I'm cleaning the kitchen on my day off. But on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, obviously I'm not at home to be documenting those things. So it is usually just my schedule posts that are going on. And I do try my best to do like show my face with a selfie. I did like a training on the All Consultant group a couple of weeks ago about social media and attraction marketing.
Yeah.
About showing your face. So on those days that I'm working, I have like an album in my phone called Scentsy Selfies, which, I mean, some of them are like 3 years old, but it's of me with a product. But I've got that in an album ready, so that on those days when I'm working, my customers probably think I'm at home. Like they don't know that I've took that 3 years ago. They probably do because my hair's different, but like they just probably think I'm at home. I've got videos in there of me using products which are from like last year, but they don't know that.
No.
So I did say as well what I just wanted to quickly say, which I actually missed on the training that I gave, was somebody commented saying, well, what if you don't have any products to use, to be able to take a picture. And a little trick that me and one of my teammates did, if you've got Pic Collage, just the free version, just take a photo of yourself like this.
Yeah.
And on your PWS, if you hold your thumb down on the image, it saves it, and you can put it on your hand on Pic Collage, and it looks like you're holding a warmer.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have the product at home. I do it all the time. People think I'm holding a hand cream, and I'm not. It's just me with my hand there, and I've like photoshopped a hand cream.
Yeah.
So there's ways and means. You don't have to always have the products at home. I totally understand. Like some people who aren't big sellers, who don't get as many rewards as somebody who does 2,000 PRV, they're not going to have as many products at home. But make it work. There's always ways to make it work.
Definitely. And I think I just want to touch on what you said there about having selfies and having your face in the products. And I know that obviously we all share that all the time, but if you're in my team, you've heard me say this the other day. There's a girl on social media that I follow she used to be Juice Plus, but she's got into content creation now, and she does online courses. And she said something the other day, just on her stories, and it literally struck me like a lightning bolt. And it was like, we're always taught from a young age, don't talk to strangers. And she was like, why would somebody buy from a stranger? If people don't see your face and get to know the person behind the product, they're never going to buy into you. And I was like, it's so true. Like, don't be a stranger in your business, because yeah, go on, sorry.
Sorry. No, you
no,
carry on.
perfect. No, come on. But
it's so true. Like, people need to trust the person they're buying from. Obviously there are instances where you do end up buying from strangers. You don't see the person behind the business, and you just see the product and you think, oh yeah, I like that. But a lot of the time you do need to build that relationship. And building the relationship helps for then future revenue from that person, because they're going to be a recurring customer. It's not just going to be a one-off purchase.
Yeah.
So if they like the products and they get to know you, and they like you, and they know what your kids are called, and they know that your favorite color is orange, and they know that you hate fish and chips or whatever. Just share parts of your life. You don't have to bear all, but
No.
just share parts of your life
And
with your
also,
customer base.
from a sponsoring perspective, when people are getting to know you, the person, and getting to know, like to know, like, and trust you, that's when, if they think, oh, hang on a minute, I want to do that, I'd quite like to work alongside them, like, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
from a sponsoring perspective. Amazing. Right, so we'll go into the comments. So we're not here, we're doing really well. I love it. We've literally kept on the hour. So okay, if you don't mind sharing, how much PRV do you average a month, and what would be your best tips for PRV generation?
So I usually average around 1,000 PRV. This month is a bit quieter. I'm on 700 at the moment, so still pretty decent. Not as high as I would usually. Was it last month or the month before? Some months I do get 2,000 if it's a good month, but so I'd probably say between 1,000 and 2,000. What I've started to do is trying, and I've took a bit from what Lisa said in one of her trainings, is trying to break down where your PRV is coming from, and trying to plan that for the next month. So I've started to do it's not like massive or anything yet, but I started to do a monthly scent club, which is basically like a scent of the month. But I don't always use the scent of the month because, and I shouldn't really say this, because I should encourage everybody to aim for scent of the month and the kit and the warmer of the month and stuff like that. But I wanted more than 8. I didn't want to just limit myself to 8 spaces, which is like the scent of the month kit is just 8 spaces. So what I do is I started this VIP monthly scent club, and I said to my customers, it's £6.52 every month, and you're going to get an exclusive wax bar, brand new, exclusive. You've never tried it before, and you'll get some samples and treats as well. So they get, I haven't even got a spare box to show you because I've delivered them all. So it's just like a little brown box. What I started doing this was for, because every month when I was doing the scent of the month, I was getting stressed out trying to find orange bags to match the orange bar. And sweets that I've got passion fruit in. It was just stressing me out driving around Home Bargains and Poundland and just to find some sweets like to match the bar. So I thought, I'm not doing that. It's not working for me. It works for others, but it's not working for me. So now I just offer, it's a brand new exclusive wax bar, £6.52, and they get samples and treats in the box. And the treats are anything to do with the wax bar. It's just like a thank you from me. So it could be just some chocolate or whatever. And it doesn't always have to be the scent of the month. So I know sort of what my customers like, what they don't like. I don't have a big cinnamon customer base. A lot of my customers hate cinnamon. So when it comes to like the autumn scents, I'm going to sort of gauge what I think they're going to like. And if I know they're not going to like the scent of the month, I'll pick a wax from a collection, like a new collection instead, what I know they've not tried, and I'll go for that instead. But I only started it in January, and I had 6 takers straight away. and now I've got 12. So I've doubled my numbers since January, which I think is really good. So already what I do is I order them on the first of the month. I take payment the month before, and then on the first of the month, I put my order in. So I've got an order of £73 there. So two lots of 6 wax bars on the first of the month. And my plan is to hopefully build that up to the point where I get an active order on the first of the month just from doing this scent club. And it's so true. You can't just expect to advertise something and get like 30 people doing it.
No.
It's got to be starting off small and taking like what Tasha did on her head training last night, just creating a bit of firmer. And the reason I got 12 from 6 is by stacking up my boxes, you know, ready to go, delivered, and some of them were empty. Like there were people thought I had 20 members. I don't. And you know, it just created a bit of firmer to the point where people was like, oh, can I join this? Can I join this? Just trying to plan where your PRV is going to come from, you know, doing those things that's going to guarantee PRV every month. Scentsy Club is another one I'm working on. I've gone from having 2 clubbers to 6 since January, just from mentioning it a lot. So yeah, I think just trying to get those things where it's going to guarantee your PRV every month by just doing like a consistent theme every month, or Scentsy Club where you know it's going to bring in PRV every month. I would definitely recommend that.
Amazing. It is, and it's like you say, it's about being intentional, isn't it? And not trying it once and thinking, oh, that didn't work. Do you know what I mean? You've got to stick at it. Amazing. Laura, please, can you get them to bring back MedSpa? I do not have that power, I'm afraid. If I did, then we would have MedSpa in abundance, because I absolutely love that. But you do know, I don't know if you know this, Marie, you can go on to oh God, workstation. I lost my brain then. And there's an idea thing on there, so you can put that idea in. And love Kiwi Fruit, amazing. Love Med Spa. Kelly said, I'm really sorry. I can totally relate to that. Girl and boy at my school did this to me too. The boy in school had a physical fight with me. Kelly, obviously, so sorry.
Sorry, Kelly. It happens. I mean, it happens now. It's in every school. You can't avoid it. I just really hope it don't happen to my little girl.
I know.
I'm going to put her in boxing classes from like the age of 6.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure, Kelly, exactly the same. I'm sure it's made you a stronger person. Check news and workstation, I think, would be a tip. I'm guilty of not doing that, and I just wait for post to come into Glitter Sparkle. Sorry, Laura.
Oh yeah, check it daily.
Definitely. If that is, workstation is your Bible. And the live that Marie's referring to is that I did do a live the other day with a few little truth bombs, just saying, look, that's not what I do, share a lot in there, but it's your responsibility. You've got, you know, you are your business. You need to be responsible for checking your workstation, because it is
honestly the training section on the workstation's amazing. I went on the other day and there was a really good training, and I thought, God, I've never seen this before.
No.
And I shared it with my team. But there's so many good, just little snippet videos. They're not even like very long, but just things like, you know, every day is a school day. I thought nobody knows everything. There's stuff on there like what everybody can learn from. So go on the training section on your workstation, and there's absolutely loads. Like just type something in the search box and there'll be a training video for it.
Always. Like now, even 6 years later, I'll go on to look something and I'm like, oh, I've not seen that before. Like there's so much on there. I don't think you could ever watch it all. I just think
they're constantly updating it as well. So, you know, there might be like a video that was like 4 years old, but they've done like an updated version of it, because things change all the time, and compliance changes now and again, and so they do need to update the training videos, and they do. So it's definitely worth a look if you're looking for a bit of training. Just, you know, maybe not on like Facebook groups, but just go on your workstation and have a look. There's loads on there.
100%. Right, my love, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Honestly, thank you so much for being here for tonight, and for being you know, vulnerable and honest and open. I've absolutely loved it. Honestly, I could sit and chat to you all night, but honestly, thank you so much. I will share this tomorrow, probably now. But yeah, thank you, my love, and I will speak to you soon. All right,
thank you for having me.
All right, babe, bye.
See you later. Bye.